Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Villa Park. It's been a bit of a tough start for us this season, and now we take on Atletico Madrid in 2 games in this episode, hoping to get one foot into the next round of the Champions League. And before we get into today's video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. It helps people find the video. And let's get into it. So we ended things last time with that 3-0 victory over Burnley. We then went to beat Newcastle 3-0 in the following game. Wolfgang Klosch, Hoye Nidrus and Petr Kozul getting the goals there. We then lost 2-0 to FC Porto, which was a bit of a surprise. We didn't really turn up in that game. We then drew 2-2 with Man United, so we got back to, not losing. And then we beat Leicester in the last game 3-1. Nikolai Savicev from the penalty spot on 26, Daniel Bervets on 47 and Nikita Raj on 69. That means in today's episode we'll play Atletico Madrid, Sheffield United, Everton in the Carabao Cup 4th round, Brentford and then Atletico Madrid once more as we look to hopefully get at least 4 points, and that would put us in a position with 7 points and be very close to getting us into the next round of the Champions League. We've got to assume that Porto will beat Zurich both times, so that will put them to 9 points. And if Atletico Madrid take 1 point from us, that puts them on 7. We'd be level with them, with us playing Porto and Zurich in the last 2 games. As for the league, we're in 15th, 17 points from 8 games, averaging just over 2 points a game. Pretty decent stuff. Liverpool have got to the top of the table, 21 points from 8. They are going to be very, very difficult to topple. If we just look, they've won the last 2 seasons. West Ham won the season before that, Arsenal before that, and Liverpool back in 28, 29. But they have certainly got a period of dominance now, led by Erling Haaland, who been playing on the right wing a lot lately, still with his 17 finishing, 16 first touch, 35 years of age, no sign of slowing down either. If you look at his goal tally over the last few years, 20 last season, 28 the season before, 15 the season before that, 24, 22, 22, 22. So after that big money move from Borussia Dortmund for 94 million, he has really repaid the faith there. Also, before we get into this opening game, Camilo Paez is the subject of a lot of offers, looking to get around £23.5 million with add-ons for him after bringing him for 1.3 million, I believe it was, from Deportivo Cali. He's played a few games. He's starting to fall out of favour a little bit. He's been a really good servant to the club, but that is a lot of money and we really can't be turning stuff like that down. Howard Brunig has a slight fitness issue, only wants to play 75 minutes today, so we'll keep that in mind. We will start him, and the side to play Atletico Madrid at home is Wadsworth in goal, Sondergaard, Bruni, Upamecano and Alex Savicev in front of them, Tunjo and Hudson Enrique in the midfield, Osmar on the left, Costa on the right and Wolfgang Klosch plays up front. We have been given a few games to Petr Kozul up front as well, because if you look at these 3 stats here, 16 dribbling, 16 finishing, 17 first touch, his pace is 16, acceleration 16, determination 16, composure is 18. He could be an absolute star for us. Looking at his career stats, he got 2 goals last season, 7 in 21 in all competitions, and this season he has 1 in 4, 1 start so far for the club. We've given him more game time and hopefully he can repay us with some more goals. He'll more than likely come off the bench today for Wolfgang Klosch, who has struggled since he's come in, 20 years of age, has 1 goal in 5 games, 2 in 9 in all competitions. We're hoping he can hit some form as well after his £16 million move to the club. But between him and Petr Kozul, I mean, you look here, 13 finishing, 13 dribbling, 16 finishing, 16 first touch, 16 composure, 16 determination. His pace is a little bit lower on 14, but we should have 2 very good strikers here. Perfectionist personality, very strong left foot, reasonable on the right foot. We should be able to really get these 2 finding the net regularly. Half time here in this game, it is 1-0. We have been under the cosh for most of it. Atletico Madrid having more shots, nothing really on target. Very dull first half. Fabio Costa getting the only goal of the game. Ball over the top from Hoye Nidrus to Wolfgang Klosch. Kisling made the tackle, but it fell to Fabio Costa, who had the simple job of putting it in to an empty net. So 1-0 we lead. We haven't been good, but we have the lead. Pedri to put this ball in. Lazar takes it down under no pressure into Caligari. Caligari gets across towards the far post and he's headed off the bar. And Sondergaard keeps it in, gives it to Savicev, who just smashes it out of play. Probably what Sondergaard should have done. Look for touch around the halfway line. Savicev puts it out level with the penalty box there. Luckily, nothing came of it. And 25 minutes to play. It's still 1-0 here at Villa Park. Can we get this second goal now to really seal this tie? His ball goes into Bervets now, into Tunjo. His ball is cut out to the left-hand side and Mustafa can get it away, but it's only as far as Howard Brunig, who can bring it back over halfway into that. There's going to be off. Tunjo switches out to Hudson Enrique, who pushes further forward, pulls back for Bervets, who puts it into the back of the net. Daniel Bervets make it 2-0 with 13 minutes to play, and that should be game, set and match. realised I cocked up my substitution and brought Burvets on up front. It's a good job because he got that goal to seal the game as well. With about 3.5 minutes to play now, Burvets now getting forward from the central midfield position into Hojnadros, who's got a knock. Can he pull it back? Does for Sondergaard. Looking to get the crossing. Infield up from Meccano. Back to Sondergaard. Burvets, edge of the box. Puts it into the top corner. Daniel Burvets at the double. 2 in 10 minutes here at the end of the game. It's 3-0. And what a way to end the game. What a substitute. Coming on. Sealing the game. Hojnadros into Sondergaard. His ball into Meccano. Little 1-2. Back to Burvets. And he just bends it into the top corner. 3-0. And that should be all she wrote. Job done here. And it means that the 3 teams, us, Atletico Madrid and Porto, all have 6 points after 3 games. Hopefully we can go to their place and do a similar job. We weren't particularly good at the start here, as you can see, but then we picked up. We got that first goal and we picked up from there. Dominated really in the second half. 11 shots, 7 on target to there, 12 shots, 2 on target, and it's a 3-0 victory. Fabio Costa on the stroke of half time. Daniel Burvets, 2 goals in 10 minutes towards the end of the game, and we have done the job here. And we go into league action now on the back of this 3-0 victory. It is all go outside this house this morning. So much noise, police cars, people blowing leaves away, cutting grass, all sorts of stuff, making an absolute racket outside. Nonetheless, we'll get into the next game. We've got 3 games this week now, 3 winnable games that could really set our season up. Sheffield United are bottom of the league away from home. Then we at home against Everton in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Then at home against Brentford after that. Hopefully, I mean, if we get 3 wins this week, it will set things up very, very nicely after that victory. After that victory, it was a cup game, wasn't it? But if we win those 2 games, it'll take us 23 points. Probably put us in a position to be in that top 4, hopefully, providing none of the 4 above us win both their games. And obviously, a victory in the Carabao Cup puts us into the last 8. With potential for some teams to go out here. I mean, Liverpool play Spurs. Chelsea play Leicester. Man United do expect to go through. Wolves v Nottingham Forest, I wouldn't mind either of them. Man City more than likely will beat Grimsby. Huddersfield Luton shows a weaker team comes through there. Arsenal against Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth, I think, went down last season. Arsenal, not the team they once were, so that wouldn't be a bad tie to get either. So we're in a really good position here, and hopefully we can get a result against Sheffield United. And we have made a number of changes as well. Team for this game is Wadsworth in goal. Sondergaard is back at left back. Limario is in at right back. Brown and Suarez play in the centre. Savicev keeps his position in that defensive midfield area. Jose Werison and Daniel Burvets are the midfield partnership. Thomas Kozol on the left. Fabio Costa keeps his place on the right, and Petr Kozol plays up front. With all those stats that we had in that last game, before that last game we showed you, hopefully he can do the job for us. Although I am looking and wondering whether, I think Thierry Small is going to come off for Sondergaard, and I think Fabio Costa is also going to come off for Nikita Raj. People just struggling with fitness issues. Keep the team fresh. These 3 games in a week are going to be tough, and hopefully we can get on and win both of these games. So hopefully we get the job done early today, get a couple of early goals, can just lower the tempo down as Rog goes past his man there and just coast to an easy victory. Ball in, Thomas Kozol tucks in at the far post, 2nd goal of the season, one winger to the other. The old partnership, Nikita Raj and Thomas Kozol, and it is 1-0 here, 15 minutes on the clock. I am also wondering as well, they've got such a narrow formation. Do we just change it? Focus play down the left and the right and move our attacking width slightly further out to hopefully exploit the 2 fullbacks, get at both of them, and hopefully maybe press them further up the pitch. We'll have a look at that at half time, because their fullbacks are 2 of their best players on the pitch, and that deep line playmaker there, Boucher, who I haven't seen do anything yet. There's hardly been any highlights, so I will be honest. As Thomas Kozol now looks in field to Jose Werison, little 1-2 to get it back. Savicev, he's doing dispossessed, and Oxley touches it past his man into Seleke, shot from distance, and it's over the bar. So as we get into the second half here, we've looked to press more on their playmaker and on their fullbacks as Thierry Small gets the ball on the left hand side now, pulls it back to Jose Werison. Ball towards his box, Savicev, and it's shot is headed away by Varane. He picks it back up from Limario into Rog. Kozol fires it in. Petr Kozol gets his 2nd of the season, and it's 2-0 straight after half time. I don't know whether these tactical instructions will have worked or not. It's too soon to tell. But we get that 2nd goal straight after half time. We can just really start to relax now and kill this game off. Ball into Rog, touched into Petr Kozol, and he just fires it past the goalkeeper who was moving the wrong way. 2-0. I think it's definitely worked. Their left fullback has dropped to a 6.4. Boucher's dropped from a 7.1 down to a 6.9. Definitely putting the pressure more on him. And it seems to have worked in that respect. And it looks as if we're going to run out 2-0 victors here at Bramall Lane. It's a job well done. We've shortened everything down, shortened the passing down, lowered the tempo, and it is a 2-0 victory. The Kozol's getting the goals. Thomas Kozol on 16, Petr Kozol on 48, both assisted by Nikita Raj, and it's a 2-0 victory, moves us into the top 4, and we go into the Everton game now, hopefully being able to just carry on this run of form, another victory, get into the next round of the Carabao Cup, and then we can go and take on Brentford next week and hopefully get the result there as well. I said it took us into the top four, but a 93rd minute penalty from West Ham, from Gonzalez for West Ham, meant they beat Spurs by 2-1 and they moved back into fourth, which means that we stay in fifth place, 20 points, 4 behind Liverpool, who are at the top of the table, 12 plus goal difference, which is second best in the league as well, which is pretty impressive. But we stay at the top four. Camilo Parillas signed for AEK, 23.5 million, 20% profit from the next sale as well. We get 12.25 million go into the transfer budget. That means the deal will go through on the 1st of January 2036. That's another player out of the door. That means we'll have 21 million in the transfer budget. Wage budget's still slightly over. Hopefully we can improve on that as they start again outside. And I'm not sure whether you can hear that outside. I'm hoping that you can't. But XG, on the XG table, we're in fourth. We're outscoring ourselves by 4. Goals conceded is pretty much the same, and our points, we are 3 better off than we should be. So we're performing pretty well. We're pretty steady. Like I said before, the only issue we've had this season, if we just go to the squad, Wubishet Tunjo has 6 goals, Hudson Enrique has 4, Nikita Vaj has 4, Burvets has 3. We don't have that out-and-out goal scorer this year, and we knew that was going to be a problem, and it looks as if it's going to be a bigger problem than we realised. Hopefully we can get the likes of Peter Kozlov firing. He's now got 2 in 5, and hopefully Wubishet Tunjo can come good as well. The only thing that put me off him, I mean, he is naturally a striker, but with the 10 finishing, it just puts me off. Definitely better from that central midfield role, but he's really coming to his own at this club. 3.5 star, still 5-star potential. I mean, he's been very good for us in the 2.5 seasons he's been here so far. 3 goals in both seasons, 5 assists, 3 assists, 6.94, 7.06 last season, averaging 7.54 so far this season. Been a very good signing, and for £28 million as well, pretty cheap. I mean, Newcastle made a good profit on him, but I think he's definitely worth the money. One other thing that I noticed as well off camera is that Johnny Jackson's the assistant manager here, which I am fully aware of, and I knew because I brought him in at Stockport in 2029. He's been with me for 6 years now as my assistant manager. No ambition yet to go off as a manager by the look of it. If you just look at his information, we are good friends. Favoured personnel, I think it says, I've just got too far back. It says down here, I did read, he's a close friend of Aston Villa manager Daniel Darby, so he's worked with us for the last, 6 years actually. Assistant manager, he was caretaker for a little bit at Stockport before he came in with us. He's done a fantastic job. He's improved immensely since he's been in as well. I mean, it's been nice to have him in the whole time, and to have an assistant manager with us for the last 6 years who's just going to come through the ranks with us, and who's gone from being effectively a National League assistant manager to a Premier League assistant manager. Carabao Cup against Everton here at home. We'll just show you the goals from this game. Wadsworth is in goal, Alex Brunig, Suarez and Small, Savicev in front of them, Hudson Enrique and Burbets, Rog on the right, Sondergaard pushed further forward, playing on the left-hand side of the midfield this time, and Wubishet Tunjo plays up front. And let's hopefully get a result. And it's 1-0 here. Thierry Small with a short free kick into Sondergaard. Burbets with the ball over top. Hudson Enrique broke free. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Little dink over him into the centre of the goal. 1-0, 15 minutes on the clock. Pretty quick response here. It is 1-1. Clays with the ball in. Headed back. Hendry had all the time and space in the box. Laid it to the edge of the box for Phillips, who fires it into the bottom corner. 21 minutes. It's 1-1. And it's 2-0 here with the most bizarre goal I have seen in Football Manager. Burbets into Klosh. Burbets picked it back up, hits the shot, it hit the imaginary post apparently, and Wolfgang Klosh had the simple job of just running up, the only one to react, puts it in. It's 2-1. So it's a 2-1 victory today, and despite the statistics, despite the shots, despite the on-target shots as well that we had in the XG, Everton had a lot more highlights, a lot of corner kicks with the, coming into the box. We dealt with them all pretty well for the most part. Our corners didn't really get shown, apart from, I think the Wolfgang Klosh goal came initially from a corner. We got a little bit lucky with the glitch as well, but it is a 2-1 victory. We move on to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Time for the Carabao Cup quarter-final draw. 8 teams in the hat. Behind my head there is Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United for the big teams. Then on the other side there is us, Huddersfield, Man City and Wolves. I mean, we're going to have to beat one of the big clubs to win this, so it's a competition that we've come runner-up in twice. Last season we went to Man City quite early on. This year, who are we going to get? Man United and Chelsea play, so that's one big club going to be gone. Man City play Wolves, so that's another Premier League club gone. All right, Wolves are in the Championship. I didn't realise that. Liverpool play Arsenal, which means we get Huddersfield. That is a nice draw to have, especially considering that the other games, Man United against Chelsea, Liverpool against Arsenal, and even Man City against Wolves, who were a Premiership club, well, Premier League club, sorry, last season. Best tie we could have got, really. Huddersfield away, and hopefully we can make it to the semi-finals. Berbets with the corner kick in, headed away. We've not been as good from corners as we used to be in this season so far. Berbets into Costa, taps it home at the near post. Fabio Costa with his second of the season. Daniel Berbets with the assist. Inside 3 minutes, it's 1-0. Berbets with the corner kick. Costa heads it and it's onto the bar and somehow stays out. And I don't know how that went out for a goal kick there, but at half time it looks as if it's going to be 1-0. Fabio Costa's early goal probably should have had one at the end of the half as well with that header. We've restricted Brentford to absolutely nothing thus far, and it is 1-0. Aguilar coming in field from the right side. Looks for Stephenson's got through past him. It's a great block there from Jamie Brown, who then wins the ball, stops it out for a corner and plays it up to Petr Kozul, who lays it back to Costa now. And it is a chance of a counter-attack. I don't think there will be, as Brentford get themselves back into position. Really well done there from Jamie Brown, blocking the shot and then making sure it didn't go for a corner kick. Expertly done, as that ball's out to Costa now. Petr Kozul goes back out to Costa. Limario. Ball over the top. Petr Kozul's in behind. Can he take it down? He does. Keeps it in. Back to Jose Werison, who smashes home off the bench. Jose Werison makes it 2. And with 12 minutes to play, that should be game, set and match here. Brilliantly done. It was that clip ball over the top by Limario. Well done from Petr Kozul. Got in behind. Good first touch. Took him to the byline. Pulled it back. And Jose Werison arrived on the edge of the 6-yard box. Just fires it home. 2-0. Ball over the top of Thomas Kozul now. Takes it down. Can he run at his man? Goes back to Sondergaard now. Sondergaard in field to Savicev. Under a little bit of pressure. Goes back to Brunic. Few yellow cards started about with our players here. Whereas Costa switches it out and Uribe heads it away. Tunja though will collect it. Under no real pressure there as well. As he goes in field to Savicev. Back to Brunic. Quick pass out to Limario. Ball out to the right hand side and Fabio Costa takes it down. Drives towards the byline. Gets across it. Petr Kozul hits the woodwork and it stays out. And Uribe gets it away for a corner kick here on this near side. Real good chance there for Petr Kozul to add another to his tally for this season. He has an assist to his name already today. And Thomas Kozul puts his ball in. Fabio Costa with the header. And Wardley makes the save. And we really need to alter our set pieces, because Fabio Costa's got onto 2 headers now at that near post area. We need someone probably slightly bigger. Get Harold Brunic out there probably. But it's a 2-0 victory. We've restricted Brentford to literally nothing. 2 goals, 3rd minute for Fabio Costa, 78th minute for Jose Werison. Substitutes combining as Petr Kozul set him up, and we have done the job here. Another victory in this episode is going completely to plan. Now we move into the top 4. 10 games played, 23 points, 14 plus goal difference. We move above West Ham, who I didn't just see them there. Have dropped points somewhere today. Oh, there they go. They lost 2-1 to Leicester after a sending off to Paulo Alfonso. So we move above them. 23 points, 4 behind Liverpool still, who won again today. 5-0 victory over Southampton. But we're doing the job. We're doing our part. And we just got to keep going now. Right then, let's end this episode as we started it with another victory of Atletico Madrid. Wadsworth in goal. Small, Brunic, Suarez and Alex. Savicev in front of them. Berbets and Hudson Enrique in the midfield. Sondergaard on the left. Rog on the right. Tunjo plays up front. And let's get back-to-back victories against Atletico Madrid. And let's end the episode with a complete clean sweep of victories. Garcia in the box. Gets away from his man. Can he get the shot away? Great tackle from Suarez. Out to Kisling. Switches out and Hudson Enrique can nod that back to Wadsworth. Had that slight worry there as that tackle went in. It looked a really good tackle, but sometimes you know that those can be given penalties against you. And that ball goes out to Thierry Swan. I was very worried there that was going to be the case. It's a poor ball from Small. Moise Keane's in behind. 1-on-1 and he hits it straight at Wadsworth. And it stays out. And we're getting away with it here. Atletico Madrid have had all the highlights. Nothing really clear cut from them, but they've had all the highlights. That ball goes in. Suarez heads it away. Tunjo comes deep to collect it and can turn and run over halfway with it under a bit of pressure. Back to Small. That is really, really well worked out there. Comfortably done, and it remains 0-0. In the other game, Zurich are beating Porto 2-0, which really opens up this group now, makes it very interesting. We expected Porto to have finished these games with 9 points, winning both games against Zurich. It's not the case thus far, as Garcia looks at through ball and Wadsworth can easily collect it. And now we just need to work it sensibly. Get up the field, make sure we make these passes. Sondergaard, Small overlapping him now. He is forced back, goes back to Sondergaard, Small again. Ball in towards the middle, and Hudson Enrique takes it down. Hits a shot from distance and it's gone in. Hudson Enrique opens the scoring on the hour mark. It's 1-0 and it seemed to just go through the goalkeeper's hands. But we'll take it. It's the lead that we needed. It's the lead that we probably don't deserve. And Sondergaard now gives it to Small. He just clips it into the centre of the pitch. Hudson Enrique takes it down, a lot of space. Man comes to closing down, and he just bends it into the corner, and Mustafa gets nowhere near it. It's 1-0. Pedro with his corner kick towards the far post. Coral gets up and he heads it over. They've had a few chances from corners, but they haven't really managed to find the target with any of the headers, which has been really poor on their part. Into the final 15 minutes now. We still lead by that goal to 0. We've made changes in the forward line. Hopefully we can get a second goal. That ball is really, really poor there from Hudson Enrique, and Silva now can bring it forward. Taylor out to Abrahantes. Ball over the top for Lazar. Why hasn't Wadsworth come? And Lazar makes it 1-1. Dudy Lazar gets the goal. And I feel like Wadsworth could have came earlier for that. And if he had done, I think that stops the goal completely. We just see it again on the replay. Abrahantes with the ball over the top. And I feel like maybe not. I feel like Wadsworth could have probably have done more there. He doesn't. Lazar with the finish. 11.5 minutes to play. It's 1-1. Garcia looks towards the edge of the box. Petr Kozl heads away. Klosh takes it down. He'll run over halfway now. He's on his own under a bit of pressure. Great tackle goes in there. Klosh has gone down. And that looks as if it's going to be an injury on his part. Coral now. Ball over the top for Lazar. It's 2-1. And there's a hint of offside there. I didn't really think it upon initial inspection. Think no, it wasn't. Goal has been awarded. It is 2-1. Dudy Lazar gets 2. Abrahantes on that left hand side, so into Coral, ball over the top. Lazar took it down and just smashes it past Wadsworth. Atletico Madrid 2 goals here in the final 10 minutes. It's 2-1. So all to play for now with 2 games to play. Atletico Madrid beat us, our only defeat of the episode, 2-1, coming back from a goal down. Dudy Lazar getting both goals. It means that the league table looks like this. We have 6 points from 4 games. We drop down to 3rd with that late goal. Porto go above us on head-to-head because they beat us. We need to try and beat them more than 2-0 to make sure that there's no issue with that going into the final games. But then again, Atletico Madrid really need to win both their last games, get to 15 points, so there's no issue of them qualifying. Because if us and Porto can't win both their games, Atletico Madrid should be qualified now on the basis of that, unless they can't lose both games. Surely they've got Porto and Zurich to play. But we're not in as good position as we were last season. 6 out of 6 last year, 2 out of 4 so far, 2 defeats, and we play Porto in the next Champions League game, and that is going to be a real toughie. So not the way we wanted to end this episode. We've done so well. 3-0 victory over Atletico Madrid, 2-0 victory over Sheffield United, 2-1 victory over Everton in the Carabao Cup, 2-0 victory over Brentford, and then that 2-1 defeat. Only 1 goal conceded before that last game. It just makes things very, very difficult for us now. What we are going to do is we are going to come back for the Porto game. So we're going to play Arsenal, Liverpool off camera. We're going to come back for the Porto game. We're going to play Leeds, Fulham, Man City and Zurich in that little batch as well. And hopefully by the end of that, we'll have secured our place in the first knockout round of the Champions League. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time where we take on 2 teams in the Champions League, hoping to get through to the knockout stages once again.